Alright, hello everyone. Hello everyone, let's do this. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today. And as you can see, Teddy is only slightly working for me here. He is attempting to hide, so let's get that sorted out. The most important part of the stream, obviously. He is here, he is just, being slightly difficult. Oh no. Okay, well, let's get the important part of the stream up and running. Alright, well, wouldn't be a stream for Mr. Monk if something wasn't going wrong. So the Teddy stream has frozen. He is not currently sitting there perfectly still. He is just not working. Hello everyone. Yes, I can. Let's see. Okay. This, I'm listening to it on mine and I'm about as loud as I can tolerate. So, Kaylin, you're gonna have to find a something. Alright, hold on. What is happening? Why are you no longer on? What happened? Why are you doing this to me? Okay, we're gonna be. This is gonna be fine, guys. This is gonna be fine. Let me put up a question or two. While we. Ah. All right. Okay. So let's see. Why are you breaking on me? What have I done wrong? You should be working. Okay, guys, this is about as bad as it can get. Okay. Let's remove you. Let's remove this. Let's bring this over here. Don't know why plugging in a different place will help. Why? Did you just like die on me? Like full stop? I've not had you long enough for that to be the case. No, you're receiving. Okay, there we go. Alright. Good stuff. We are back in action, boys and girls. Everything is going to be okay. Teddy Cam is back. We have fixed the issue. We will get it on Teddy. He is really struggling with the bed. What doesn't want to be on there. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're fine. How is this? That's not perfectly symmetrical, which I know is going to drive some of you crazy. So let me fix that. All right. Okay. All right. We're just going to pretend that we started here. There we go. Okay, no issues, no problems. We're fine. We never have problems on this stream. We never have issues. Okay, so let's start here. Yeah, questions. Good. Yes, conditioned stimulus. Excellent. So this is specifically the conditioned. And the reason why this is the conditioned is because the person is reacting to the treatment room, not from the actual chemotherapy. Yeah. So that's the big issue. The big difference here is that this is your conditioned stimulus because the person is not getting sick to they're feeling sickened or feeling nauseated when they enter the room. They have learned, hey, when I go to this place, that's going to be the issue. So they've accommodated um, that part of the hospital with feeling sick. So that would be the conditioned stimulus. Okay. All right. This question's a little. Yeah, Teddy's just a little over 50 pounds. Just a little over 50 pounds. So, but as a chocolate lab, I was really surprised at how small he turned out. I was really expecting him to be a lot bigger, and that ended up not being the case. So I'm okay with that. It's not too big. Not too big. All right. Yep. Good, Yosh. 100%. Yep, that is generalization. So things that are being used to eat at the dinner table, they generalize and pull that in. So just to give you, yeah, great thought. No, that is definitely not aversive conditioning. Remember, even if that wasn't if that was a joke, funny. If it wasn't, remember, aversive conditioning is like punishment. Think of operant conditioning and punishment. Aversive conditioning is like classically conditioning someone, like punishing them, basically. So think about it, like you train the person to use knives and forks and spoons at the dinner table, and when so the child learns that, hey, like, knives and forks and spoons, these are all tableware. It's what is used at the table and what is used to eat. So they generalize it to, it's something that is generalized, kind of an outside the box thing. But if you think about it, like, you'll get to this quiz question, Yash will get it 100% of the time. But if it's something you're like, what, you'll get to that and you'll see the multiple choice answers, and generally speaking, you'll be like, oh, well, this, okay, that makes it, it helps kind of pull that out of you. So you'll be all right. Yep. Yep. Thank you, Yash. That was right after we learned about um that was right after classical conditioning. So I think we actually did that on Tuesday for fourth period. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that at the end. I don't think we got to it on Monday with fourth period. So we talked about it like the first thing on Tuesday. So, okay. Yes. Positive reinforcement, it would be correct. Now, what if positive reinforcement was not an answer choice? What would this be? A monkey is choosing a circle from an array of geometric shapes in order to be rewarded with a banana is an example of. This one's tricky. So once again, if this wasn't positive reinforcement, this would be discrimination. This would be discrimination. That is a super hard question. That is a gross question. Ugh. Yeah, you would say that was discrimination. A monkey is choosing a circle from an array of geometric shapes in order to be rewarded with a banana is example of discrimination. Cool. Ignore that question. That doesn't. If someone can explain that to me, then you're better than I am at this class. So you can be the teacher. Okay, cool. Next question. We'll move on from that. That one was weird. Yeah, so Teddy and I, we did some. I ran him around a bunch. I know last time I hadn't had a chance to run him before I got on the stream, but this is how I like him, calm and sleepy, because I've just run him around. This is the best time for Teddy and I when he is not bothering me and when he is tired. You can also see he's slightly damp. Well, it's hard to see, but he's slightly damp. You're playing in water. Good. Good, good, good. Negative punishment indeed. Negative punishment. I remember it even says it in there to reduce this undesirable behavior. Make sure when you see that stuff, you don't let it like slide past you. You got to really hit those points like, "Oh, wow, they're really throwing it in my face." Okay? So good. All right, next one. Once again, guys, I've got a ton of questions, but if you've got a question for me, please ask. Yeah, I could do another one later, Autumn. Let me see if I've got one. Yeah, I've got another one, Autumn. Let me. It's down the list, so let me. I'll ask it later, so it's not like right in your face, but it'll pop up. Any other responses? Latent learning is correct. Yes, latent learning is what we are looking for. Okay, so in the first part of an experiment, one group of rats received reinforcement, positive rewards, good job, here you go, candy, whatever, after correctly going through a maze. The second group received no reinforcement. This was the example that I gave today. Fourth period, sorry, we didn't get there. So we'll talk. Okay, so let me. Did we get here, fourth period? Did we get to latent learning? I think we did. Anyways, so just remember, guys, latent learning happens when it's this idea that you are learning even if you are not in that space. Like, excuse me, even if you are not being rewarded for that thing. So, this is what we would call a mind map. People create mind maps of the world around them. Rats do the same thing. And so they create a mental map of what's going on in the real world. And so uh, so that's what's happening here is that the rats are even solving this stuff afterwards. So Teddy slides underneath. Okay, so all right, are people here? Is everyone doing okay? Let's see. The chat room today is very quiet, which I'm okay with. If you guys are still tracking with me, if everyone is still alive. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, my computer wasn't catching up. I was like blank for forever. Okay, latent learning is when you learn something no immediate evidence, right? Yes, almost exactly. Yeah. Okay, we didn't get there. Okay. So, so while you answer that question, let me just go through it briefly again. So, yeah, my chat like disappeared, just like Teddy's head behind the thing. Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's just this idea that it doesn't, you don't have to, like, we talk so much about like, oh, getting some type of reward or getting something out of it, but you can learn just as well by just being in the space, and that learning, even though you're not being rewarded, can show up later. That's it. And this experiment by Edward Tolman was just showing like, oh, hey, this happens with rats as well. So that's how he tested it. Thank you guys. Yep, good stuff. Yeah, good, Nathan. Yeah, that's a good example. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Positive reinforcement is correct. Boom. Next question. You guys are killing it tonight. Killing it. Killing it. Good. Yep. Dog retrieves the newspaper every day because in the past it received a food reward for his behavior or for this behavior. The dog's behavior is an example of operant conditioning. Very good. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Yep. Yep. Positive reinforcement is what was used. Okay. Next question. It looks like Teddy could fit under my bed if he so chose to. Yeah, sure, Sana. So simply put, aversive conditioning is what John Watson was trying to do. He was trying to use the word aversive or aversion in your thought processes with it. So it is creating a dislike in something using some type of not reinforcement, some type of punishment. And so you have that with John Watson. You could make anyone not like anything, like a baby. Let's say you had a baby or a young kid that really liked, you know, I don't know, something that wasn't good for them, candy. Maybe you do what John Watson did and, scare them, just put on a really scary mask and have them eat it and then scare them half to death. After a while, they'll be like, I don't want to have that candy. It's a flawless example. It's perfect. There would be no repercussions. Yeah. So, okay, an individual's fear of dogs that is lost as the individual is exposed to dogs in non-threatening situations is referred to by behaviorists as a fear that has been. Yeah. So we actually specifically call this extinguished, but what we would also do is you could just call this extinction. Yeah, and so one of the ways that it happens is sometimes you just are around that thing for a really long time, or you have something that changes your mindset around it. So some type of behavior modification, and or coping strategies to help you work through the issue. So that would be extinction. Yep. 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 You're welcome, Sana. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is honestly one of my. For me, I feel like this is one of the easier quizzes because it's like, okay, what did we learn on Monday? We learned about classical conditioning. You learned about what, 5 or 6, not even 10 concepts, and like 6 of those is just like the various stages of classical conditioning. Super easy. When you get into operant conditioning, yeah, Teddy's the fame's getting to him. But yeah, and then you get to operant conditioning, and it's what, positive, negative reinforcement or punishment. So that's 4 things. And then we talked about primary versus secondary. Super easy. So there's a lot of if you can comfortably apply these concepts, you'll kill this quiz. Yes. Yes, the praise is secondary reinforcement. Very good. Yep. You just say, yeah, this is a positive reinforcer. Is it continuous? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you could say it's consistent. Yeah, positive reinforcer. All these things are fine. Well, the quiz tomorrow will be just over the learning stuff. Yeah, honestly, I'm a little frustrated. Like, I I should have had some sort of not. Maybe we should have done a quiz over development. I'm just a little nervous about you guys and the test, because next week we're gonna do a project. We're not even doing a test next week, so you guys are gonna be doing a project on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, and it's over learning as well. So maybe I should just have the quiz over development tomorrow. I don't think anyone would mind that, right? That'd be like not a big deal. Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's all application tomorrow. Big time application, so you got to be ready for it. So, and like I said, I got tons of questions here. So I don't know. I'm really thinking about doing just a development quiz just for funsies. No, there's nothing on child development tomorrow. It is just learning. I don't usually double dip on quizzes. Keep them brief. So, well, there's a couple balls under there. Let's see if Teddy will snag it on his way out. He usually doesn't know how to get under there. He sorted it out. Yep, very good, Nathan. Yeah, thank you for the clarification. Yeah, this is the conditioned stimulus. The conditioned response would be like actually like feeling that. The conditioned stimulus, because this is specifically asking for, in the scenario, the thought of a hamburger is your conditioned stimulus. Yep. You're welcome, Autumn. All right. Boom. We got through our first page um, of questions. Good job, everyone. Only 3 more to go. Yes. Well, we need to work on that. Listen, Teddy's living a good life. Yeah, so this year this year I've had more coffee than I ever have had before. Like in years prior, I would have coffee like twice a semester, and it was only like when I like legit needed it. Um, After a late night hanging out with all my like pals and stuff, you know how it goes. Having all these friends. Um, let's take a step back. I'll tell you that story diatribe in a second. Because he's afraid of public speaking, Scott withdraws from a class that requires an oral presentation and enrolls in another class without a presentation requirement. He continues the pattern, switching classes each semester to avoid giving presentation. Scott's behavior is, okay. I see what you're talking about with learned helplessness. Now, the thing that I want you to be careful of is that it's not. Now, once again, there learned helplessness would very likely not be an answer choice on here, but that's not it, because we don't have. Yes, pals. We don't have a like a primer, like something that caused him to feel helpless. Usually, there's going to be something that will say we'll talk about something that happened before. So this isn't learned helplessness. Um, so what? Let's do this. Well, I'll give you some answer choices. Okay, give me a second. So let's go. Let's just go down the list. Positive, reinforcement, negative, reinforcement, negative punishment, or positive punishment. I didn't need to type all these out, but there you go. Those are your answer choices. I've been super, super nice. Well, Ahmed, Ahmed, it is time for you to send that noise back with a not so very nice letter. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, you guys got this. Yeah, 100%. So his actions are like him being able to get out of those classes has been reinforcement. He has been able to avoid not doing a speech, and so that is reinforced. Taking away that thing that he doesn't like has reinforced that behavior of switching classes. Very good. Yeah. Yep. 100% Almal. Yep. Right, Yash, but think about what's being taken away. What's being taken away, guys? Don't forget, we train ourselves all the time. Things that we do influence what we influence our behaviors. Like we learn from our own. We reinforce and punish our own behaviors all the time. How many times have you done something and then berated yourself, been like, "Oh, you're so stupid," and that's a form of punishment. Punishment. Yep. Yep, taking away the presenting. Yep, the presenting. Yep. Good guys. Yeah, that's a bit of a head scratcher. So okay, so this one is a little weird. Okay, after several trials during which a dog is given a certain kind of food at the same time that a specific tone is sounded, there's evidence of conditioning if the dog salivates when what? Let's see. Positive reinforcement. What is being added on, Amal? You'd have to explain to me what is being added on. I mean, if you phrased it, you like taking another class is the positive. Is a positive aspect. Something like that. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is classical conditioning. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the tone is binged. Yep. Bell is sounded. The tone is wrong. Yep. 100%. Good. And specifically, it is when the tone only is presented, when it is by itself, because the dog is no longer reacting to the food, it is reacting to the sound of the bell, and that is the CS. Mm-hmm. 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 All right. Yeah, Sheena. Yeah, that's what I would say is that this could 100% be learned helplessness, but generally what it would do is it would have some type of story beforehand. Oh, Joe Schmo does this because earlier in his career he stayed up in front of his school and got laughed at for because his pants fell down, something like that. Yep. Fixed ratio. Fixed ratio. A fixed ratio schedule because it is every three. What is it, every 3 days? Every third trial. Every third trial. So that is a fixed ratio schedule. Okay. Good. 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 Yep. Fixed ratio is what we're looking for. Good stuff, guys. For those of you who are just hopping on, I promise Teddy is not dead. He is just trying to find a way under the bed for some reason. Ooh, Autumn. What is the? Oh, he lives. Nope. What is the answer? Do I have that worksheet on this computer? Let me see. Yep, kids are dumb. I did say that. Um, thank you, thank you, Nathan. I send all of these to the principals, so I'm sure they'll see that. Tomorrow's gonna be my last day, guys. They're gonna fire me. I called all you precious babies dumb. That will be the last of me. That's not true. I do send it to them, but they never watch them. Watch these, of course. Ooh, do I have this? I do. I do still have this. Okay, number 12. John Watson could have. Oh, this is the aversive conditioning one. Autumn. John Watson conducted an experiment with a boy named Albert in which he paired a white rat with a loud, startling noise. Albert now becomes startled at the sight of the rat. So here we go. Let's. I'll post this here. Yeah, that's true. He does. He actually doesn't jerk around too much when he's sleeping. He's usually pretty chill. So, okay, so let's look at number 12. So first things for actually, hold on. Hold on. Y'all do it. I'm not here to do work. Y'all tell me what do number 12. UCS, NS or UCS, UCR, NSCS and CR. Go number 12 on the one I have in my computer. So, I changed some things up. So, I don't know which one is number 12. Yeah, this is aversive conditioning. Yep. If you would like for me to answer that question, you've got to at least tell me like the first sentence or something on there. Oh, the shouting down one. Oh, oh, that's positive. Yeah, the shouting down to the kids would be the added undesirable punishment. Yeah, it's positive punishment. Shouting down at someone like, "Oh, you're so dumb! Like, how did you get this wrong?" Yep, yep. Good, Elena. Yeah, the UCS is the rat. Startled. No, no, actually, no, Elena, that's not it. Think about from the very beginning, Elena. Is the rat what is startling the child? No, that's not what's startling child. What's startling the child is the loud bang, the loud noise coming from experiment with baby Albert, in which he paired a white rat with a loud startling noise. So the loud startling noise is what is scaring the child, um, not the other way around. So, yep. And so the rat becomes the neutral stimulus. Yeah, the rat can't be both the neutral stimulus and the unconditioned stimulus. Yes, this is the bangy thingamajig. Exactly. That is the actual technical term. How did you know that? Oh, the weight management question. In a weight management class, participants earn points for every healthy meal they eat and every period of exercise they complete. Later, these points result in refunds of their class fees. Oh, you could kind of put this one of two. It's just how you explain it. This is both. This is reinforcement. You could say it's generally positive reinforcements because you're giving them these tokens, but you could also be like, well, you're using those tokens to take away fees. You don't want to pay money, so you can do. It doesn't matter. You just have to explain either or. Yeah. Yep. So it's positive or negative reinforcement, just however. It's the I don't know what question is, but it says it's this question on the little worksheet. Yeah, it's this question. So, well, okay, cool, 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 cool. All right, let me know if you have any more questions on that, or if you're good with that on them. All right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, yeah. This is positive reinforcement. You could also argue that it's negative reinforcement. I'd be fine with either one, so long as you were able to just kind of define what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Yep, yep, yep. That's 13 on the paper. Okay. Yep. Wolfgang Kohler. Sorry, fourth period. We haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, sure, Raina. Can you tell me what 9 and 10 are on yours? Because so far mine's like I said, I moved some things around. This is my old version. So just tell me what number 9 and 10 are about, and I can talk to you about it. Okay, so real quick, insight learning, really simple. Okay, you had this guy. His name was Wolfgang Kohler, and he got a bunch of chimpanzees, and he put them in a large like room, and he hung up some bananas that were up really high, and they're bananas, so the chimpanzees were like, I'm about that noise. So the chimpanzees would kind of like move around and do random things, and then suddenly one of them would just like stop what he was doing. He'd like look over at the boxes, he'd grab these boxes and move them over. And so it was just kind of showing you insight learning is this aha moment, is this moment of sudden realization, where we learn something like that. It just pops into our head. It's the light bulb going off. So, how many times have you been taking a test or writing a quiz where you're sitting there in front of a question and you're just like, and then all of a sudden it just pops in your head? That is insight learning. Nathan, you just take that urge of going way too far in the weeds and you stamp it out. You just stamp it out. Just don't do it. Stop yourself. Okay. In the notes, it's like when you can't solve a test problem and the answer suddenly comes to you. Yep. Yep. Good. Okay, number 9. You check the coin return slot of a oh girl, that's just positive reinforcement. Yeah, you look around, you're like, is there any neutral stimulus here? That's your big thing. Like, is there a neutral stimulus here? Nope. There's just positive reinforcement. Yep. And then your cold, yeah, and it's the same thing for here. You can either say that this is positive or negative reinforcement. Your hands are cold, so you put your gloves on. So you're putting your gloves on. Okay, that's positive reinforcement. In the future, you are more likely to put gloves on, or you could say it's negative reinforcements because you're taking away the cold. Doesn't really matter either way. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely not. Yeah, they're operant conditioning. Yep. Because the thing is like there's no neutral stimulus. That's your big issue. Is like when you start like looking around for a neutral stimulus, you're like, are the gloves the neutral stimulus? No, because they're what are making your hands warm. So it just doesn't really fit. So yeah, no problem, girl. No problem. Yeah, that that's one of the issues with that worksheet, and why I I keep batting around like keeping it or sinking it. I need to just go through and gut it because there's just a lot of questions on there that are like, well, and then well, and then and I probably need to have a worksheet that's more like it's this. No, there's no. So, but that just means I have to come up with a bunch of stories. Could the NS be the payphone? Let me go back. Let me go back to the question really quick. You check coin return slots on a pay telephone and find a quarter. You find yourself checking other telephones over the next few days. Okay, so if that was your neutral stimulus, what is your condition? What is your unconditioned stimulus and your unconditioned response? Are you going to say the coin return slot and a quarter? Like unconditioned stimulus is like the yeah. So then if you're going to say that the pay telephone is your neutral stimulus, what's your unconditioned stimulus? And I think that's and then finding a quarter. So finding a quarter is your unconditioned stimulus, and then re- return, and then okay, so your unconditioned stimulus would be checking the slot, finding a quarter. Your neutral stimulus would be the tolls. Your conditioned stimulus would be the phone booth. That's a lot of hoops. That hurts my brain. No, it's just operant conditioning. It's just positive reinforcement. So yep. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't have a better argument. Um, yeah, yeah. Just rest easy in the fact that, uh, yeah, it's just operant conditioning. Yeah, yeah. Well, you got me, Sana. You got me. I can't give a better explanation than that. Um, so maybe I'll come back to it. I mean, but she's not totally wrong. I kind of just worked through it. So, anyways, okay. So let's keep going. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm not helping. Hey, Mr. Monk, can you give us some Erickson psychosocial stages questions? It's not going to be on your quiz cache, so no, I will not do that for you. Done, Amel. I'm all about that. I'm all about kids doing my work for me. 100%. 100%. All right. Um, right. Yeah. Yeah, and classical conditioning, yeah, that's a good point, Nathan. Classical conditioning, the idea is it's supposed to be a naturally occurring relationship. Um, so, yeah, get yourselves out of the weeds on this question. It's not that big of a deal. Um, um, it really is just operant conditioning. And if you're doing this much mental hula hoops in order to get through something else, then you're working too hard on it. So I just kind of I'm gonna pull myself out of this muck, and we're just gonna move forward. So yeah, I if that question was on a quiz, Sana, it would be I would be like if you are spending 5 minutes trying to like sort out, like I'm not gonna throw those types of questions on you. I want yeah yeah yeah. Nathan's better at this teaching thing than I am, so just listen to Nathan. He's genius. Okay. Um, Reina, I don't ever like. I rarely will ask questions like, "Who is this specific person?" But you do need to know their names because you never know what's going to be on the AP exam, and it's always really helpful when you see that name to be like, "Oh, that correlates with this, or that is tied to this." Um, yeah. Oh, there you go, Nit. Yeah, those are on Schoology, by the way. If you wanna hop on there, those are people who get paid much more than I do to explain these types of things, and they're better at it than I am. So, yeah. Thanks, Nathan. Nathan. Yeah, yeah. Go. If you're son, if that's still tripping you up or whatever, you can go watch that video. It'll help. So, thanks, Nathan. Good stuff. All right, let's keep going. I got more questions for you. All right. Let's see. Oh, I don't know about that. I think Mr. Monk just ran himself around in circles. That was all at Nathan. You thank Nathan for helping you out. Okay. Okay. In normal terms. Okay. Generalization is this idea that you when two things are similar, you are likely to learn, you are likely to associate them together. So if two things are like, if I don't like bananas, okay, I have learned that bananas make me sick. And so even the smell of bananas, I don't like. So if I smelled something that was similar to bananas, it wasn't exactly bananas, but it was similar to it, I might get sick because I'm just like, oh, I have learned that if I have bananas, it makes me sick. So if I smelled something that was close to it, I would also get sick. That would be generalization. Am I smelling an actual banana? No, but it smells like a banana, and that's close enough, and that makes me nauseous. Discrimination would is the same thing. It's just like bananas make me sick. I'm going to eat an apple. Apples don't make me sick because it's nowhere near to a banana. Your life is totally full of um, discrimination. You know, apples and bananas, two very different things. So and then finally, extinction is just when you stop, when you don't remember things, when the learning has disappeared. When we were talking about classical conditioning, we were like really specific. It's when the neutral stimulus and the unconditioned stimulus like don't pair together. It's just when you forget stuff. Like Teddy used to know. Um, did I ever teach him any tricks? I taught Teddy the handshake thing. Like I taught him how to do a handshake. And then I stopped doing it because I didn't care that he gave me a handshake. I didn't want a handshake my dog. I just wanted him to come and sit when I told him to. Okay? So he forgot he lost that learning because we stopped doing it. There you go. Boom. All right. Yes, fixed interval schedule is correct. Okay. Cash, what am I waiting for? Oh, yeah, no. Okay. Can you explain why this would be fixed interval instead of continuous reinforcement? Okay. In order to get more audience participation, a radio show offers a prize to the first person to call the show at the beginning of every hour. Because you're not defining time based on continuous reinforcement would be every time a caller phones in, you give them a reward. You called in, here are tickets. You called in again, here are tickets. That would be continuous reinforcement every single time. This is like, okay, every hour, it's not all the time, but it's every hour you call in. Did you call in at this other time? Oops, sorry, you don't get a thing. Thank you for calling in, but we really the way that we're rewarding you is if you call in at this time. So continuous would be like every time they called in. Okay, good question. Okay. Did that make sense, Elena? Let me know. What's variable interval? Variable interval is random time. You do it at random time. So let's see. I use the example of your cell phones, so checking your email, things like that. That's variable interval. You're not like, I'm not checking my phone every 5 minutes. Ooh, did I get something? You're doing it randomly. Or when you hear a buzz, you get buzzed at random times. Another example would be Mr. Monk on here. I randomly will get a like on here, and I'll be like, cool. Or I will a student from semester or a year before will hop on and say hello. That feels good. That is a variable interval schedule of reinforcement. So, okay. Okay. Elena, girl, you gotta stop this self-deprecation. All right, you gotta stop talking about yourself like that. We already talked about learned helplessness. Oh yeah, come on, don't do that. Is Rom here? Hey, Rom. See, Rom's here. He was on here. He did not. Oh, hello, Teddy. You're up. Hello. Okay, yeah. Is Teddy ready to? This is you're getting Teddy from two angles now. I don't know if this other one is actually on. Yes, thank you, Teddy. Thank you. Yes. 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 Nathan, it is fair to say that. So, okay. Yeah, I know. I know. How was your nap? Was it good? You are now rested and ready to go running again. I don't like that. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for licking my hand. All right. Yeah, Rob, how do you like the double cameras now? We've upgraded. So the one that I have on Teddy is 1080p, so it's actually a good camera, and the one that I have on my computer is just a computer camera, so it's not super great. So yep, yep. This one is HD 1080p. Bum, bum, bum. It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense. It cost me like $3,000. That's not true. It's very cheap. Amazon. Whoop whoop. It definitely helps. HD definitely helps. Hey, bud. Or... Yeah. Yeah, Rom. I was selfish last year. I also didn't have I had some issues at the beginning of the year with YouTube. They don't let me do stream straight from their provider, so I had to get a secondary. I had to download some stuff, and so that brought this about. And this is actually a new development as well. I don't remember whose idea was it last year, or not last year, but whose idea was it 2 weeks ago to do the Teddy cam. That was genius. Genius. It's okay, Rom. Glad to have you here, bud. All right. Let's see. Yes, that would be the unconditioned stimulus. All right. Well, Nathan, well done. You have contributed to this stream greatly, and I am eternally in your debt, eternally grateful. Right, Teddy? You don't understand what's going on. The significance. I got you. Yes. Hey, bud. Mm-hmm. Are you just so hungry, Teddy? Just so hungry. Yep. Yep. So, not really, Rom. Not really. We do it a little. The kids do it a little bit, but I haven't like pushed it as much as I did in years prior. So I tried to make a thing, and it hasn't really lasted. So that's okay. We have the Teddy Cam this year, so that's what it's all about. Okay. Okay, so very good, guys. Yeah, the unconditioned stimulus is falling down the stairs, and the conditioned stimulus is the house. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Are you done? Are you gonna go down? All right, where are you gonna land? You good? Okay. All right. Let's see. Next question. Nope. That's the trash can. You can have nothing that is in there. What would be an example of partial reinforcement? All these examples, well, the one that I just gave you, that's an example of partial reinforcement. All the ratio and interval schedules herein are examples of partial reinforcement. Like the scheduling, that's all that. Yash, don't say you're dumb. Stop it. This is a fixed ratio schedule, guys. A fixed ratio schedule. Yep. Thank you, Nathan. I was going to get to that. So basically what you have is you have a situation occur. So like Nathan said, it's classical conditioning. So I write So today for my notes, I used an orange pad. I was taking notes on an orange pad. And then something bad happens. Let's say that I trip and fall in front of the entire class, and all the kids laugh at me, and it's super embarrassing. And then as part of that, I break my ankle. So I'm, in my head, I'm like, well, okay, why did that happen or whatever. And then, again, maybe the next day, I using the same orange pad, and while I'm writing it, my pen explodes. And now I'm just like, oh my gosh, it must be these orange pads. These orange pads are causing me to not um, to fail, or they're bad luck. And so it creates this false belief that there's a thing that is causing you to do badly later on. And so it's wrong. It's not actually true. Um, but because of reinforced beliefs, and so later on, you don't use the orange card, and your day is great. You're just like, oh, I knew it, and so you just kind of avoid. It's just a superstitious belief. So, um, yeah, yeah, believing that the orange pad is causing you bad luck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the examples from today. I you can use anything, Elena. I mean, life is full of random beliefs and stuff. Yeah, yeah, Haran. That is exactly correct. Good. Yep, yep. Yeah, hindsight bias often apply like falls into superstitious beliefs. Yeah. Um, I will re-explain this again in fourth period, where it's where it's just a little bit more concise. Thank you, Nathan. But um, yeah, don't worry, fourth period people. I will do it again. So, yep. Okay, guys. So, thank you for hopping on. Really appreciate you guys having you guys on here. Teddy had a great time, and so did I. So, thank you so much. Tomorrow for your quiz, just make sure that you study a little bit more tonight, and then go to bed. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock bedtime. Go to bed. Do you need to run into the? Do you need to run into those types of situations for? Oh yeah, 100%, Yash. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't like these types of things come from wherever. That was just an example. Yeah, we pick up stuff from other people all the time. Not walking under a ladder, black cats. All of those are superstitious beliefs that some random person like ran into, and then somehow it carried on. People caught on with the trend or whatever. So, yep. Okay, guys, good luck studying tonight. Thank you so much for hopping on, and we will see you tomorrow. Good work today. Okay, how do I close out of this? I know how to do this. I've done this before. What am I doing? Okay, goodbye. Y'all have a great night.